Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Shazwina binti Farizal and my metric number 171221970. Chipotle Mexican Grill is a chain of casual American restaurants in the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Germany and France, specializing in taco style and burritos. Chipotle is one of the first chain of casual dining establishment. Competitors in the fast-growing Mexican market include Doba Mexican Grill, Rubio Costa Grill, and Baja French. The Chipotle menu contains 5 items which are burritos, bowls, tacos, quesadilla, and salad. Through their vision of food with integrity, Chipotle seeks better food not only from the use of fresh ingredients, but also ingredients that are grown sustainably and raised naturally with respect for the animal, the land, and the farmers who produce the food.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ahmad Faiz and I will explain about Chipotle marketing strategy. Our marketing strategy has 4 phases. The first phase is branding. These phases, we do branding to create awareness about our existence in the community. Next is phase 2. Phase 2 is opening day marketing promotion. Prior to opening day, we will spread our coupons and information about our discount. This is to attract new customer to the outlet during opening day. Then there is phase 3 of marketing. Here is post opening phase. After the opening phase, the sales will decline a little bit after the window period end. At this time, we try to accumulate more customer by giving similar promotion like the post opening day, such as discount and coupons. But it is difference between those two because we want to attract and sustain a loyal customer at this time. Then finally is periodically marketing. In this phase 4, we will do marketing according to the season of Malaysia, such as Hari Raya, Chinese New Year, Deepavali, and so on, to accustom our company with Malaysian culture and market. The importance of marketing effort is to sustain window period during the opening phase. At this window period, the sale will tenfold until the sale will increase tenfold. Next is to create brand and awareness. This is very important to make the population around our outlet aware about our existence and come to the outlet. Next is to make sure Chipotle are able to penetrate the market and position it in the market so it can compete with other company in the market such as Subway. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Biwashka bin Ghazali, metric number 171221832. I want to explain about develop franchisee recruitment plan and flowchart. Firstly is prospect registered in our website. Prospect will go to Chipotle restaurant headquarters to get the form and register under the Chipotle brands. Secondly is screening and shortlist. After prospective franchisee is chosen, they will be screening and shortlist as the major franchisee to become their outlet manager and owner. Third is call from headquarters for interview. When they was success, the Chipotle HQ will call the prospective franchisee to come to interview. And the fourth is provide training. Chipotle headquarters and their member will provide the training to prospective franchisee. And lastly, start building outlet. Franchisee will get the building outlet by the Chipotle headquarters. KE develop franchisee sales and advertising. Chipotle have two ways to develop franchisee sales and advertising. Firstly is pre-opening and secondly is post-opening. Chipotle use Facebook ads to market their sales and advertise to prospective franchisee. Facebook is the biggest social stage and where clients possibly down through the majority of the time. Next is Chipotle use radio for franchisee sales and advertising. Chipotle will contact your neighborhood radio broadcast to discover how you can get DGS or telecaster them to produce message about your cafe in the air. For post-opening, Chipotle used to viral their product and services to prospective franchisee and customer. Chipotle is notable for its cafe advancement, where clients can arrange any tacos and burritos and decide on their burrito styling. Lastly is planned grand opening. When Chipotle will open another area, they will list a school's age kids to go to network occasion, for example outside show, football match up and markets. They are arbitrarily conditioned bundled like burritos into a crowd. Next, Chipotle also get involved in the community. Chipotle has one approach to help guarantee that you have a faithful turnover when opening their franchisee. Fast food restaurant is at long last prepared is investing energy to take part in a network occasion that prompts an opening. Thank you.
My name is Nurul Syazwani binti Bahli and I'm from 21A. So my part is management. For the organizational structure, for the franchisor of Chipotle, there are executive chairman of the board which serve as. For the chief executive officer director is Brian R. Nicole, chief financial officer John R. Harto, Chief Technology Officer Curtis Evander Garner and Chief Marketing Officer Christopher Wimpren. For the policies and procedure for Chipotle, the principal responsibility include food prep, customer experience and miscellaneous. For the food prep, they have to following recipe accurately and maintaining food preparation processes such as cooking, marinating, seasoning and grilling meats, chopping herbs, dicing, cutting and slicing vegetables. After that, completing hot and cold food preparation assignment accurately, neatly and in a timely fashion. Next, preparing food throughout the day as needed, anticipating and reacting to customer volume. We also maintaining appropriate portion control and consistently monitoring food level on the line and maintaining proper food handling, safety and sanitation standard while preparing and cooking food. Second, customer experience. We providing friendly, quality customer service to each Chipotle customer and working toward understanding and articulating food with integrity. For the lastly, miscellaneous, consistently and accurately using prep sheet, roadmaps, clean liner list and station checklist. Following Chipotle sanitation standard, including washing, cookware and utensils throughout the day.
Good day to Madam Sayang. My name is Yugeshri Tyagarajan from 21A, metric number 171222065. Today I would like to talk about the operational manual. The operation manual is a documentation by which the organization provides guidance for members and employees to perform the function correctly and responsibly efficient. It documents the approval standard procedure for performing operations safety to produce good and provide services. It is similarly to SOP, which stands for Standard Operation Procedure. Chipotle, the Mexican grill, is a restaurant follows a set of procedure which is pretty common among group of restaurants. Mainstream Ventures is a company which deals with many restaurants in their system and how the employees follow the rules, job description, correct sequence of procedures and many more. Examples of restaurants that Mainstream Ventures are under is Polio, The Chop House, Real Seafood & Co and Chipotle and many more. An important part of positive customer service in Chipotle is the interaction at the right register in taking the submission of the food order. The standard team member practices, for an example, check and only accept authorized coupons and gift cards. Remember that only restaurant managers may perform transactions such as manager or employee meals or discounts, and many more. The next part I'm going to talk about is training manual. Training manual is a book or a booklet of instruction designed to improve the quality of a performed task. Training manuals are widely used in businesses such as Chipotle also. So training manual may be particularly useful as an introduction to a subject matter prior to training. As for Chipotle, the food that has to be prepared or served has its unique way. Chipotle, as you know, is a Mexican grill who has its own recipes and ways to prepare and serve their meals. To be precise and also to meet the customer's expectations, Chipotle gives training to the employees before the operation starts. One of the examples in the training manual is to be extra friendly to the patient. There's a learning curve involved, and I've seen a lot of people feel discouraged about their early mistakes. Mistakes will happen to new employees, and we should teach them that nobody is perfect. And we should teach the workers to be attentive and know the menu well, so that they could explain it to the customers without referring to the menu, which shows the professionalism of the outlet and the employee. So thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Lee Chuen Han from 21A. Today I will talk about the finance and accounting for the franchising. So in the franchising, the finance and accounting have separated in two parts, which are the franchisee part and the franchisor part. First, I will talk about the franchisor part, which is the headquarters for the franchising. So as the table shows, the total started up cost for the franchisor is 175,000. So next, we see about the pro forma income statement for the franchisor. The main income for the franchisor is franchise fee and the royalty fee. So the total gross profit will be 438,000. So after deducting the expenses and the tax, the net income for the franchisor will be 50,800. So next, we see about the pro forma balance sheet. The total asset for the franchisor is 121,184. Same with the total liability and the equity, which also is the 121,184. So the balance sheet is balanced. So next we see about the project cash flow for the Chipotle franchise. As we see about, we can see all the cash flow for every month. So next, we will talk about the break-even analysis for the franchise store. So the break-even analysis is use the formula fixed cost divided by the contribution margin. We get the answer with 0.75 unit. Next, we talk about the taxation for the franchisor. The taxation for the franchisor is 12,700 as the table shows. So next we will talk about the franchisee part. The total started up cost for the franchisee is 189,500. Next is the pro forma income statement for the franchisee. The gross profit for the franchisee is 520,000. After deduct all the expenses and tax, we will get the net income, which is 22,000. Next, we see about the pro forma balance sheet. We can see that the total asset and the total liability and equity is the same, which is the 244,076. Next, this is the cash flow for the franchisee. All the cash flow for every month is shown as the table. Next, we will talk about the break-even unit for the franchisee. We also using the same formula, which is fixed cost divided by the contribution margin, and we get the answer 0.78 unit. The last one is the taxation for the franchisee. As the table shows, we can see that the tax for the franchisee is 5,500. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Yiwan Lin and my matric number is 171222062, and I will be presenting about the legal aspects. First of all, Chipotle Mexican Grill is a Colorado corporation. Chipotle conducts business under its corporate name and the trademark Chipotle or any other variations. The total startup cost that is necessary is $189,000, and the royalty fees will be 0.4% of the sales revenue, while the franchising fee is $50,000. There are several requirements that are needed in the franchise agreement, and I will be presenting a few of them. First is territory. The territory purpose for this agreement with respect to Chipotle products and services shall be in Malaysia. The territories and possessions, except with respect to those Chipotle products and services for which franchisees has only Malaysian distribution rights. Franchisees are also expected to have good faith when it comes to picking a location. Next is trademark and copyright. Chipotle, Chipotle Mexican Grill, Chipotle Mexican Grill in stylus form, unburritable, food with integrity, fresh is not enough anymore, gourmet restaurants are where you eat with your hand, and the chili pepper logo design are all trademarked under Chipotle and can be used by franchisees whenever they need it. Next is advertising and marketing. Specific marketing support programs such as rebate, co-op, and NDF programs, and as payments for service and in consideration for various other services and activities which franchisee has agreed to perform here under for the benefits of the franchisor, such as sales and rental supporting functions. Franchisors agree to credit on per Chipotle products basis. This means that all the advertising and marketing will be done by the main franchisor, and it will be used by franchisees. Those are just a few of the franchisee agreement terms, and that's all for my part. Thank you.